Welcome to another episode of It's Time for Beer. I'm your host, Brandon. Today I'm going to be reviewing Laughing Dog's DOGZILLA Black IPA. This is the same brewery that makes the Dog Father and Alpha Dog. You can visit their website by clicking on the link. The description on the website reads, "A big, bold, hoppy IPA that finishes with a dark twist. True to its IPA roots, DOGZILLA has a massive hop presence that is piney and citrusy. It comes in 22-ounce bottles, it's 6.9% alcohol by volume, and retails for around $5. I'm going to let you know how it looked, smelled, and tasted, and I'm going to tell you whether it is worth your money." It had a large khaki-colored head. Even with a light, careful pour, a fluffy 2-inch head formed. It stuck around and was almost the consistency of a meringue. It's black as night. There's definitely no light getting through this. There's not much in the way of a hop aroma. There's just an astringent smell from the dark malts. It smells like a lot of tannin extraction happened during the brewing process. Yeah, the tannin extraction and the aroma came through in the taste as a really strong astringency. There's a pronounced bitterness that lingers for a few minutes after each sip. This is more of an astringent dark malt bitterness and not a hop bitterness. There's a light hoppy taste. Well, at least to my palate, it was light. To an untrained palate, this might be considered a moderately hoppy beer. It's almost an accidental afterthought rather than an intentional hop addition. But even that might be a stretch. Either way, there's no specific hop flavors or aromas to speak of, just a generic light hoppiness. This is a 22-ounce bottle of beer, and I paid $4.99 plus tax. Honestly, to put it into perspective, my local brew pub brewed a beer nearly identical in flavor and color to this, and I was able to fill a half-gallon growler for $9. About 2 years ago, I brewed a beer that tasted nearly identical to this, and that only cost me $10 in ingredients for a 5-gallon batch. So is this beer worth the money? Yeah, not really. It's got some flavors, but most of them are undesirable flavors. If you want to try it, then try it. But it probably won't be a beer that you buy twice. When I bought this bottle, I thought it was going to be this massively hopped, dark IPA, which is one of my favorite styles of beer. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a rather difficult beer to drink. There was just way too much astringency, and the fact that it's supposed to be an IPA really left me disappointed. Lately, in my experiences with drinking IPAs, I've come to realize that some breweries think that if they put any hops at all in the beer, that it should be called an IPA. If you noticed, there was no pour sequence at the beginning of the video, nor is there a glass sitting on the table anywhere. Typically, I'll taste the beer before I write a review or between shooting the segments. I had every intention of buying another bottle to present on the show, but after tasting it, I decided that I wasn't going to waste my money on another bottle of this. When I say that it was hard to drink, I mean it was really difficult. I've had some less than desirable beers before, but those were usually a variation on a style that I just didn't agree with. But with this beer, the astringent bitterness really made it difficult to swallow. And I mean that literally, not figuratively. It has this flavor that usually comes during home brewing when you steep your dark grains too hot. Actually, a better descriptor would probably be, take your dark grains, throw them in a pot, add some water, and boil the heck out of them for about 30 minutes. Strain the grains, add the liquid to the brew pot. There's no sugar extraction, it's just boiled grains. That's the flavor that I'm getting from this. Then to top the whole thing off, the lack of hop, well, anything, was a big disappointment. Considering it was supposed to be an IPA, But drink what you like, enjoy what you drink, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.